untuk penerbangan Malaysia pesawat MH1162. Minta perhatian, diminta penumpang Muhammad Nur Imran Abdullah.
Airbus A350-900.
Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is your captain. My name is Tan Wikin. From here, my crew, I would like to welcome all of you on board our flight bound for Singapore. Our flight time this evening will be 45 minutes. With me the flight deck today, I have Captain Nee, and the cabin I have Flight Supervisor Mr. Stephen Cole, together with him, team our very wonderful cabin crew to make sure that you are well looked after throughout on this flight to Singapore. The weather forecast en route generally clear skies and good weather. However, for your safety at all times, I would strongly recommend that you always keep your seatbelt securely fastened while seated. We are all ready to go, just waiting for our cargo door to be closed, and subsequently the progress of our flight will be available on your in-flight entertainment system. Have a pleasant flight. Thank you for flying Singapore Airlines.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard Singapore Airlines flight SQ119 to Singapore. We are pleased to carry passengers of our Star Alliance and codeshare partners. Enjoy exclusive offers in Singapore with your SIA boarding pass within a month of your flight. Please refer to Footrest magazine for more details. We wish you a pleasant flight.
Cabin crew on all doors.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your attention to the safety video which is now visual.
In case of an emergency, put your seat upright. Fasten your seatbelt and place your feet flat on the floor. Lean forward as far as possible. In the unlikely event of evacuation, follow the escape path lighting to the nearest exit. Emergency exits are fitted with slides used for land evacuation or as rafts on water.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be taking capitalized for the takeoff. Try to read please turn on your reading lights. Thank you.
Cabin crew takeoff station.
Ladies and gentlemen, please ensure that your seatbelts are fastened and your window shades are up. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign has been turned off. For your safety, always keep your seatbelt fastened while seated. Please be advised that whenever the seatbelt sign is turned on, toilets should not be used and you must return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt. If you are using a blanket, do fasten your seatbelt over the blanket. We apologize that we are unable to serve hot beverages whenever the seatbelt sign is turned on. Electronic devices may be used in flight to safe mode with Wi-Fi disabled. Thank you.
At the moment, you are just coming to the western part of Changi, Singapore Island, and routing from here will be towards the south of the Singapore Island to the south of St. John Island before we make a left turn. Landing in from the south and expect to be landing into Singapore in about 15 minutes from now, 15 minutes, landing at 9:40 local time. We are at the parking bay about 9:45. No time change between Singapore and Kuala Lumpur. The latest weather we have from Singapore is good. Temperature of 29 degrees Celsius, some light wind and low clouds. Once again, on behalf of Singapore Airlines, I'd like to thank you for choosing to fly with us. Cabin crew, prepare for arrival.
Cabin crew, secure cabin for landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, before arrival in Singapore, all visitors must complete an immigration form. Please note the warning and the form about to severe penalties for drug offences in Singapore. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as we are landing shortly, please return to your seat, put your seat back upright, and secure your tray table, handset, and footrest. Window shades should also be drawn up. Please also ensure that your hand luggage is securely stowed. Thank you.
A cabin crew landing station.
Ladies and gentlemen, please ensure that your seatbelts securely fastened for landing. Welcome to Singapore, ladies and gentlemen, and to all Singaporeans and residents of Singapore, a warm welcome home. The local time is 9:40 in the evening on Saturday, 12th of March. The temperature is 39 degrees Celsius, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. You may use your mobile phones and tablets. However, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is turned off. When leaving the aircraft, please take care when opening the overhead compartments and check that you have not left anything behind on your seat and in your seat pocket. If you need assistance at the airport, please approach our ground staff after this embarkation. Passengers with connecting flights may also approach the ground staff for assistance. If you are continuing your journey on another Singapore Airlines flight, please note that the boarding gate will close 10 minutes before the scheduled departure time. Do also note the restrictions on the carriage of liquids, aerosols, and gels in hand luggage on all flights departing from Singapore Changi Airport. It's been a pleasure serving on this flight. Thank you for flying Singapore Airlines, a member Star Alliance.